We are as a people inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, would interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Hello, everyone. This is Redpillparadigm and Conspiracy Corner podcast. We're doing a swap cast today. I'm Abe Williams of Conspiracy Corner, and dude, you're gonna have to help me with your last name, man.
It's Stanzini, but that's all. That's good. I go by Luke.
Okay.
Sole host of the Redpillparadigm podcast.
Yeah, and we actually found each other. He donated some money to my I almost said Red Pill. He donated some money to buy me a coffee, which was pretty cool. And so I ended up emailing him. We kind of got talking back and forth. I was like, hey, let's do a interview together, man.
Yeah.
So you're from out of Florida, you said, right?
Yep. North Florida, Columbia County.
That's cool, because I was born and raised there.
About an hour south of the Florida-Georgia line.
Sweet.
So.
Do you live out in like the country or city or?
Yeah, we live out in the country.
That's cool. You ever see anything weird out there?
Just the people.
Just the people?
Yeah.
So, you cover pretty much kind of the same stuff as me. It looks like a lot of conspiracy, paranormal, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
What made you get into that, man? Like, I guess, like, when did you kind of wake up, you know?
Well, I think I've always had an interest in it. What happened is I stumbled across the video on YouTube. And I forgot the guy's name. He was a Japanese doctor or scientist. But basically how it goes is you break down rice into 2 jars. Okay, and you talk like real negative to one jar of rice and then positive to the other jar of rice.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I think they did it with water too, didn't they? Like,
yeah. And that led to water. And then really getting into frequency, vibration, energy, and all that. So that kind of set a light bulb off in my head. And I started going down rabbit holes from there.
Yeah.
The big thing for me, though, from that, I somehow stumbled onto Eric Duvay and Flat Earth Dave.
Okay.
And went hardcore flat Earth for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm telling everybody I know and shit about flat Earth, and they're all thinking I'm crazy and and everything, and nobody wants to listen to me.
Are you? You said you're married, right?
Yeah.
What is she? She into flat Earth or?
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. See, and I'm somewhere between flat Earth and simulation theory now.
Yeah.
I definitely don't buy what NASA tells us.
Right.
So.
See, I got into it like years ago, but I mean, I never jumped one way or the other, like as far as like fully, I guess like submitting to flat Earth. You know what I mean? Like I never chose a team, I guess.
Right.
I mean, I'm open to it. Like I've looked into it and watched documentaries and kind of like you, man. I mean, the moon landing to me is complete BS. You know.
Yeah, and I always thought that as a kid.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. See, I'm 46. You know.
Yeah.
I was like a kid in the 80s and shit, and I never thought we went to the moon.
Interesting. You just kind of knew already.
I never knew really about flat Earth, but I knew when, we went out to the beach and shit. I'm like, it's just so flat.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And there's people down in Australia hanging upside down.
Right.
You know, I was like, I was questioning it then, but, didn't really give it much thought as a kid.
I guess the one that kind of got me was like that they say the world is spinning like, was it like 666 million miles per hour or something?
Right.
And I just
space and
yeah. And I don't know, that one I just was like, nah, that don't seem right, because like you look up at the sky, it doesn't. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like we're moving. It doesn't look like we're moving, you know?
Right. You look up, it's like everything up there is moving around us.
Yeah.
And we're stationary.
Well, I guess what that really big red flag with that was, I forget which star it is, but there's one star that's just stationary. And everything spins in a circle around it. You know what I mean?
Polaris.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. And they've showed like time lapse of it and stuff, and that don't make sense, because it's like if we're spinning, we're supposed to be spinning like 2 or 3 different directions at once. Like you would think, like when you looked up at the stars at night, dude, that like every constellation should be different like every night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh yeah. 100%.
And yet, well, these are the same constellations that we've been seeing for like thousands of years. You know, like the pyramids are built after them, and So I know you said like you used to be kind of like a QAnon guy like me. Like, when did you kind of get into that? Like early on, or because I was kind of late to the QAnon game.
I was too. I mean, later in Trump's first election, the first go around, he had me convinced he was going to drain the swamp. And
so was that when it kind of like very first started? Was his first election?
I'm really not sure, to be honest with you.
Because I remember Pizzagate was going on like whenever he was running against Hillary.
Right.
And at the time, dude, I was super big into like ancient astronaut theory, and I'd had like UFO experiences. So, I ain't gonna lie, dude, like, and I just really wasn't big into politics, but I knew that Hillary was talking about we're gonna go to Mars, and we're gonna look into UAPs, and then Trump kind of came out and was talking about 9/11, and I'm like, huh, but right around that time, man, Pizzagate was kind of going on, and I was looking into that, and I'm like, oh, dude, Hillary's the devil, you know?
Oh, yeah. I agree.
And I feel like QAnon kind of came out of the Pizzagate thing.
It may have. I'm not real sure. I'd have to look into it. But,
yeah.
I mean, it did have me fooled for a while, and I got out of this. I don't pay much attention to the political crap that's going on now.
Yeah. I feel like it's just two wings of the same bird at this point, man.
It is. It doesn't matter who you vote for. They're going to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not the president running the shit.
Right.
I mean, he's just a puppet and put out there on display.
Yeah.
But, you got to look into, like, the Vatican and shit like that.
Yeah. So, like, I know this is kind of a weird question because it's kind of, there is darker conspiracies, so it's kind of a weird to phrase it, but I don't know how else to phrase it. But, like, what's probably, like, your favorite conspiracy or, like, what you're into the most?
Um, that's a hard question. What, like, as far as conspiracy, it might would be something like flat Earth
Yeah.
or the whole space thing.
Or even just, like, I mean, you can include paranormal or cryptozoology, too, if you want.
Yeah, I'm definitely into cryptozoology. Think Bigfoot's real.
Yeah.
You know, never seen them, but
Are you under the school of thought like it's natural or paranormal or like a mixture of both? Like maybe like because there's a lot of people in the Bigfoot community that you got the ones who believe like it's natural, like it's an actual physical species, and then you got the ones who believe that it's like interdimensional.
right. And see, I always thought it was natural, you know, or something that evolved over time. And then I'm listening to different people talk about this, you know, where they kind of shift or just disappear, so it could be on another realm.
Yeah.
Which I find quite interesting.
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of like stories too that go back like thousands of years of like hairy men, you know. I even heard, I can't remember exactly who was talking about it, but they were talking about the Bering landmass or whatever, where all the Native Americans came from, like the ice bridge or whatever.
Yeah.
But they were talking that there was accounts of like the Native Americans pretty much like traveling with like Bigfoot, you know,
right?
That they lived alongside with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also find like the Anunnaki, you know, fascinating.
Right.
All kinds of stuff.
Doing like hybrid experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they say like, I guess like a lot of people believe like the first Bigfoot like story would be, was it it's Enkidu and Gilgamesh. And I say like Enkidu, this is like old Sumerian text, you know, like Epic of Gilgamesh and stuff, that he was like described as like super tall, super big, like hair all over his body, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I definitely believe, I don't know, I mean, some people call it different things, you know, like there's people that say, oh, it's fallen angels, oh, it's you know, the Anunnaki, it's the ancient gods, like I something was here like messing with, like making chimeras, messing with the human DNA, in my opinion. I think, you know, because I mean there's just too many stories of just these like lowercase gods or like fallen angels just altering DNA, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean we're doing that stuff now, I feel like, you know, with the woolly mouse and bringing back dire wolves and trying to, they tried to bring back Neanderthal, man. But the thing is, dude, is they couldn't find like a woman surrogate mother, you know?
Yeah.
Because like what woman's gonna volunteer to like give birth to a Neanderthal, you know?
Yeah, I heard about that, man. That's wild. Wild, yeah.
But I don't know, I guess that would just kind of concern me with like the whole ethics of it. Like I'm sure you've probably heard like back in the day they'd have zoos with pygmies in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, they're not human, they're animals. And it took them like, you know, like within recent history to be like, yeah, it turns out they're humans. We probably shouldn't like put them in cages, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
And that's the kind of shit they're doing, though, in labs when they're playing with the DNA and messing with shit like that.
Right. It's like none of them have ever seen Jurassic Park and figured out like, oh, this doesn't turn out, good.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So have you ever had any crazy experiences, like maybe ghosts, cryptids, UFOs, anything like that?
We did see a UFO here in Lake City once. It was a triangular shape, black craft with white lights on it.
Like the TR3B or whatever?
Not real sure what that one is.
That's kind of what they saw like over in what was it, Arizona, the Arizona lights or whatever, like basically, yeah, kind of like almost like a star destroyer from like Star Wars,
Okay.
Yeah.
This was like a thin black flat black triangle, had white lights on it.
Cool.
Like 3 down each side, if I remember right.
Yeah.
This is probably going back about 20 years or so.
Wow.
I was picking my wife up from work one night, and I want to say it was like 8 or 9 at night, and it just hovered right over our minivan. It was maybe 10, 15 feet above the van.
Oh, that's creepy, dude.
It scared the shit out of us.
Yeah.
No sound. And we pulled over. We went maybe 150 feet to like where we could pull over safely. We get out of the van, can't see it anymore.
Huh.
It's gone.
Do you think it like cloaked itself or took off real fast, or?
I'm guessing it took off real fast.
Yeah.
Or something, but I mean, it was gone. Because we didn't go that far at all until we pulled into a parking lot.
So she's seen it with you then?
Oh yeah, we both saw that.
Yeah.
We got out and nothing there in the night sky.
Yeah.
No sign of it.
That's wild.
We both saw it come right over us.
So do you think maybe it was like military aircraft, like experimental, or do you think it was extraterrestrial, or what are your thoughts on that?
I'm kind of thinking some type of alien craft.
Okay.
We don't really have any military bases that close to us here in Lake City. Although it could have been. It wasn't too far from a municipal airport.
Okay.
Kind of like these rich old folks that have their private planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a community there that has, a little mini airport. But it definitely was not a regular plane.
See, that's kind of another theory that's been kind of thrown around too, is like, honestly, the first time I'd heard it was like when I started getting into like Tartaria and stuff, was like these old UFO accounts from like hundreds of years ago, They think that there's a theory that it could just be like the elites are the only ones that have this technology. So like they're just kind of like, drinking champagne, having fun, like, hey, let's go fly around the UFO for a while, and just like messing with country folk and stuff.
Yeah.
But some people have always said this too, like almost trying to like debunk the whole ufology movement of, well, why is it only hillbillies out in the middle of nowhere that see them? And I think to myself, I'm like, that doesn't really debunk it, because it's like, if it was experimental craft, or even if it was extraterrestrial, it could be extraterrestrial too. Like, you wouldn't want to go to like cities, you know what I mean? If you're not wanting to be seen, or you're wanting to just kind of like, I don't know, do experiments or cattle mutilation or something, like you're not going to want to go to New York City at noon,
Right. And also, the further away you get from the big city lights, the more you're going to see it in the sky.
Right.
You know, if you're in a city with skyscrapers and a big airport, there's shit all the time going on up there.
Yeah.
In the sky, and you know, the city lights are gonna, you know, you're not gonna get that same night view.
Right.
So, you know, but I mean, nowadays they got these drones and shit that are just doing some wild crap. It's like you don't know what to believe anymore.
What do you think of like all the whole drone thing like at the beginning of this year? Because like I was kind of taking a break during that time, just for my mental health and stuff, just because I was going through some crazy shit at the time. So I took off, and I almost jumped back into the podcasting game because this was when like all the crazy drone stuff was going on, like around January, February. Do you kind of remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And like, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I was tempted to just be like, you know, fuck my mental health. I'm jumping back into the podcasting game. I got to talk about this shit. But what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
My thoughts personally is that it was just the military. I can't remember what was going on right then, but I think it was a distraction.
Okay.
I think it was hyped up by the media.
Yeah.
See, I'm originally from New Jersey. I still know some folks up in that area.
Yeah, because that was one of the hot spots, wasn't it?
Yeah. And my dad's in Pennsylvania still. And they weren't seeing anything.
Okay.
But, you know, you're hearing all these reports that, you know, everybody's seeing them and all this. And I think there might have been, but, you know, I didn't really buy into it too much.
Me neither, man. I think I'd kind of gotten the whole... Not that I'm not interested in aliens and UFO and stuff, but I kind of started thinking a lot of that was a psyop, man. Like, for like a blue beam, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my big thing, and especially when... So, like, when I first kind of got into ufology and stuff, because my dad was really big into aliens and ufology, so like I grew up watching like the VHSs of the alien autopsy videos, or you know, my dad would be watching like those cheesy like alien documentaries on like mainstream cable, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I remember back in the day, dude, like, it was the craziest thing. Like, if you believed in aliens, you were, like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And somewhere around, I would say, like, mid-2000s, maybe, I don't know, maybe even a little later, dude, but it just became, like, socially acceptable, like, everyday normal people were just like, yeah, I believe in aliens, when, you know, like, 10, 15 years earlier, they would have been crazy to say that, you know?
Right.
And I don't know, especially when you got like the government like doing like Congress hearings about it and talking about it, and I don't know. It's just anytime the government is jumping on board of something, especially when they gaslit us for so many years that there's nothing out there, it's all in your head, you're crazy, you know? And then suddenly to do a 180, it's concerning. You know what I mean?
No, I think that goes into conditioning for Project Bluebeam.
I agree, man.
Predictive programming.
And I don't know, man, like, people are like, oh, there's no way we would fall for it. Like, and I'm like, yeah, but dude, I've been looking at like the AI and stuff that's out right now.
It's insane.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I really can't tell the difference between a lot of it, man.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and I mean, I guess that kind of ties back in with, I think it was Alan Dulles or something. It was one of the heads of the CIA. It could have been Dulles, but he said basically the whole objective of the CIA is he wants to get to the point where people don't know what's real and what's fake, you know?
Right.
Whether it's media, technology, I mean, even like just hologram technology is insane. Like, I don't know if you ever seen the video of like, it's at a school, dude, and they had this huge humpback whale jump out of like the bottom of like, it's in a basketball court, the inside basketball court.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I don't think I have.
Oh, dude, I'm going to have to find it. I'll send it to you because I got your number, man. It is insane. And it's all these kids in an auditorium. And they have, like, just this humpback whale jump out of the floor and splash back down and, like, cause this huge splash. And it's like, it's a hologram. It's just mind-boggling, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But,
And I don't know if you're on TikTok, but like some of the videos on there that are just AI are just so believable.
yeah.
I mean, if you're not really looking close at imperfections and stuff, you'll buy into it.
Oh, yeah.
And those are just basic creators, you know, with a regular laptop.
Right.
That's not media outlets and shit.
Yeah, and I started seeing that around, like, I'd say 2015, 2016. Somewhere around there, dude, I was really big into ufology, and I was watching, like, Third Phase of Moon and Secure Team 10, and I don't know, man, like, even just the CG, you know, it wasn't even, I don't even think it was really AI back then. I think it was people just making, like, at home, like you said, with a laptop or gaming computer or something, and just making regular CG, but it was like Hollywood level shit, man. And it's like, I would fall for it. I was like, dang, man, that's crazy, you know, like that looks real, like someone actually recorded that, you know. And then I'd go up to a buddy and they'd be like, dude, that's fake as hell. And I'm like, how are you able to see it? Because I mean, I'm able to tell with like movies, you know. But like, I don't know. It's just it's getting weird, man.
It really is. And my youngest son, he's 18. He seems to have a good eye for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we'll share YouTube videos and stuff, and he'll have to tell me that's AI.
Yeah.
You know, so
It's funny.
It's really believable.
Right.
And I think they're doing that with the war zones and stuff. But like, if you ever watch the news,
Yeah.
and it almost seems like they sometimes get caught repeating themselves with the same screen or just slightly altered.
Interesting. Yeah, see, I don't know, man, like, there's a movie, I need to watch it one day. It's called Wag the Dog. And, you could probably find the trailer on YouTube. I'll try to remember, I'll send the trailer to you, but it was made, like, in the 80s or 90s, and it has, like, I think it's, like, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, I think, is in it.
Okay.
And they were basically telling us back then, they started like a fake war, the media or news or whatever. I can't remember the whole backstory, but it was essentially like they were losing ratings or something. So they're like, hey, let's just make a fake war in a made up country and just play it on the news. And like they had like sets and like movie studios and just made this entire like fake war, and it just, I don't know, it's kind of like revelation of the method of like, yeah, dude, we just make half this shit up. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's old videos of like back in the 90s of like reporters like pretending that they're in bomb zones, or I mean, I don't know, and that all probably started back with what, Operation Mockingbird, and then Obama signing, what was it, the Smith-Month Act, where propaganda is legal now to be used on American citizens. Which they probably were already doing that before, but now they just have the legal precedent to, you know what I mean?
Right. But my biggest problem with that, so many people don't believe it.
Yeah.
And they think, I'll mention that. I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Right.
No, that shit's out there. It's documented.
Yeah, like you can pull it up on .gov sites, you know.
Okay. I'm not making this up, but, it's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled.
Yep. Well, yeah, because then that stamps on ego, and people hate being wrong, like proven wrong on anything. Instead of like doing the humble thing and being like, okay, I was wrong, I got room to learn, it just, it hurts that ego, man. Because I even say it, I listen to Roseanne Barr podcast, and her and her son, one episode we're talking about, her son was complaining, and he's like, when are we going to get the apologies from people about what happened during COVID? And honestly, dude, I kind of felt like that after COVID because my channel was getting shadow banned. I was getting strikes like every other week because I was like, no, dude, I'm not going to not talk about this, And, like I was getting spiteful and mean, like not on air, but like off air. I'd be talking to my wife, and I'm like, when are these like people gonna apologize after all this is said and done? When am I gonna get an apology from my family that thought I was crazy, from coworkers who thought I was crazy? You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. You just got to kind of get to a point of like, we're never gonna get those apologies, dude, because people are like ego driven creatures, man. And I don't know, man, not enough people just like are able to do that ego death to where they're like, okay, I was wrong,
Yeah. Well, it's a hard pill to swallow for sure.
Yeah.
And I had family and stuff. I hate to say it. I took the first 2 jabs.
Did you?
I didn't want to. I felt very pressured.
Yeah.
And basically persuaded, and I think it was one of the worst decisions I've made. Did you
do it for work or?
Work and home life.
Okay.
I have a sister-in-law who's a doctor, and she had a friend that was on the board with Pfizer.
Oh, wow.
And was working on it. So, yeah, it was a big push on the home front.
Yeah.
For family.
I get it. I ain't gonna lie, dude, during that time period, I mean, I was even talking about it on air. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I felt like Kentucky kind of bummed me out, man, because I was like, there's that stereotype of like, yeah, we're all down home and constitutionalist, and like, ain't nobody gonna take away my guns or tell me what to do. And they just gave in around here, dude. Like, it was so weird because I would see like hillbilly people, like super conservatives, like just buying into it, man. And I'm like, and it bummed me out, man, because they were talking about like, basically our whole third shift. I was a night stalker at Kroger at the time, man, and they pretty much told us like none of us wanted to take it. And they said, well, you have to take it, no religious exemption, like you have to take it by such and such date or don't come into work. And my boss was like, kind of did a roll call of like, who wants to take this? And there was one guy who said, well, I might take it. And everyone else said, nah, dude. And he said, well, here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do. None of us take it, and we just keep showing up to work, and they keep sending us home. And he was right. He's like, eventually they're going to give in because they're going to lose the entire third shift night stalking crew in one fell swoop, Right. And they backed off, thankfully. But dude, I was going through so much stress. Like, I had long hair down past my shoulder blades. And I was so stressed out, I just cut it all off one day. Like, I was going fucking nuts, dude.
Oh, damn.
Just because I was scared of losing my job. I had just got, like, a new apartment. Put all it. I don't know. You've probably moved before. You know how broke you are when you first move, because it's like all your money is going towards deposits, and you know what I mean.
Right.
And I had just moved into this place and literally just got everything unpacked and set up, and all this shit started happening. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna live here for like a month and then lose my job and have to go, live with a buddy again. Like, but.
It was mental warfare.
Yeah.
My wife and I fought about it way too much.
That sucks, man.
And I finally gave in and
just did it.
I regret it, but
I mean, I get it where you're coming from too, though, especially when it gets to the point of like stress on your marriage, man, because there's that phrase, happy wife, happy life, dude, and
yeah,
I get it, because there's times I've given in to my wife on stuff, and I'm like, I kind of have to, man, I gotta live with you,
I mean, it got me for maybe 3 weeks or so, because we live on the same property as my mother-in-law.
Okay.
So we'd go down to, my wife's mom's, and we'd watch some news. And I've never lived through any kind of pandemic or anything like this.
Same.
Okay, so, I was a little fearful at first.
Yeah.
And then you're watching these reports of all these people in China dropping on the sidewalk and all this shit.
Dude, talk about a psyop, man.
And hospitals getting overrun.
Yep.
But then after like 2 or 3 weeks, I started looking around my own community.
Right.
Drove by the local hospital. I'm not seeing any of this.
Yep.
I'm not seeing these X amount of numbers, whatever Florida had, where the numbers are growing every week. And
yeah.
So, but yeah, there was just so much pressure.
Dude, and it was so crazy too. I don't know if you listen to Eddie Bravo, but
yes,
yeah,
Eddie Bravo.
So you've heard him play like the little compilation he put together of 33 cases, 33. Everything was 33, man.
Yeah, Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah, dude. What did he say? It was a red team go.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Like, I felt like I was kind of the same way, because when it first started happening, dude, like the Chinese videos were insane of just people dropping dead and shit.
Right.
And I don't know. There was a part of me like I kind of took a coward approach to it when it first kind of went and happened, because I was like, well, maybe if we just ignore it and we don't buy into it, like it'll just kind of blow over. Because do you remember bird flu, like way back in the day?
Yeah.
They kind of were trying to pull that, and I was living in Florida at the time, and I remember like the whole bird flu thing. I kind of wonder if they wanted to pull it off back then, but just like nobody was buying it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I don't know. I mean, I guess like the political climate was more chill. The internet was like still kind of new. Like everybody wasn't on their phones. You know what I mean? Like you had to be sitting like at a computer back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just psychological warfare. It really is, and now I don't know what to believe. And I mean, you said it, what was it, yesterday in your Cracker Barrel episode? Everything really is a conspiracy.
Yep.
It's like Sam Tripoli says. It really is if you look into it.
Yeah.
What is real anymore?
So do you think these guys win at the end of the day, like the elites, you know?
I think to a certain extent they do.
Yeah.
I think I believe in reincarnation, so I would imagine there's something, when it's all said and done, they'll have to pay.
Yeah. So you don't buy into that they got like that they're doing I guess I think they call it like lesser magic, where the whole, if I tell you I'm gonna pinch your arm, and you don't stop me from pinching your arm, I'm karmically relieved,
I've heard of that theory, yeah. I'm wondering if that's what they may believe.
Right.
Simply because there is so much shit hidden in plain sight. Like, I can't even watch a movie nowadays without picking up on stuff.
Yep. Oh, I know. I drive my wife nuts, dude, because we'll be watching something and I'm pointing stuff out and she's like, can you just watch the movie?
yeah, same thing here. Like, don't ruin the movie for me. Look, they're telling us this.
Yep.
The bridge collapse and shit. What was that one that Obama directed?
And it was a bridge collapse?
Yeah, the end of time or something. The Obamas directed the movie.
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah, Leave the World Behind.
Dude, that movie, every 2 seconds in that movie, it was just, yeah. I read the book. I almost finished it. But I kind of went through. I did a series here on the channel, man. And we were decoding the book with the movie. Like, it was... I did quite a few episodes on it because, it was that one and Civil War were both, like, deep, like... I don't know. There was messages in both of them, man. Just already... They were trying to plant seeds with it,
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the Civil War one.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy because this is back when, people were talking about Civil War's coming and there's going to be Civil War. And, that's still up in the air, but...
Right.
I don't know. I kind of agree with what Biden said, in a weird way, because he was like, when there was threats of Civil War, he's like, that's fine. I have the U.S. military. I'll just drone you, which is terrifying, but he's not wrong. Like, what are we supposed to do against, stealth fighters and Blackhawks and drones and, tanks,
Yeah, they got us by the balls now, man.
Yep.
We're in too deep. So there will be no taking over and taking the country back.
I do feel like there has been some delays, man. And I'm not trying to get hopium or nothing, but 2030, man, I've talked to other friends of mine who are content creators and stuff, and we've we've just not podcasted, but just had conversations over the phone, and I'm like, what is going to happen in 2030? That I feel like they're rushing, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you're kind of an older dude, and I've been a conspiracy theorist my whole life, man. I remember it wasn't so blatantly obvious that they were trying to take over. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were still sneaky and in the shadows. Now it's just Klaus Schwab's out there we have to take over the fourth industrial revolution by 2030. Well, what's happening in 2030? Why does it have to be 2030? What's this date? I don't know.
Well, I kind of think it's just maybe because them old people aren't going to live that old.
Oh, the actual elites?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought of that. Yeah. So they're like, hey, I want to see this in my lifetime.
Right. Yeah. Even though it's been going on for generations, and not everybody will see it, but...
Right.
I mean, I think that could be part of it.
Yeah. It is concerning to me, like, I don't know, like what's going on with DC right now, and supposedly, because DC's kind of like almost in martial law right now, and I've heard that Trump's apparently going to be trying to do it with Chicago and like the bigger cities, which, like, I don't know, I talked about it before, like on my channel. It's damned if he don't, it's damned if he does, right?
Right.
Because obviously, like, these big blue cities, man, they're just destroying them from the inside. Like, you know, like the Summer of Love, BLM, Antifa. Like, so if he doesn't do anything, everyone hates him. You know, because, like, look what happened with Biden. Biden wasn't doing anything during all these riots and stuff. So, like, everyone was like, man, this is the horrible president. But then when he does do something with, like, National Guard and the U.S. military, it's like, oh, it's totalitarian, it's martial law, you know. I don't know. It's like, what is he supposed to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, you got to watch how much of that's a psyop, though. You know,
right. We're not like boots on the ground over there.
And I mean, I think that whole Black Lives Matter and all those riots, they were much smaller than what the media put out.
Oh yeah, Sam Tripoli was talking about it when he was touring for comedy dates, man. He would go to like a town, and on the news, he'd be sitting at a bar or something. On the news, there's like riots and fire, and then he would be like, where's this at? And he would talk to the locals, and they'd be like, dude, it's like one block.
Yeah.
But if you watch the TV, you would think it's the whole city, dude.
You know, what one block controlled where the CIA left a pallet of bricks.
Yep.
You know, and had insiders in there to antagonize and get people going.
Right. So you said you believe in reincarnation, like, if you don't care, I mean, we don't have to get into it, but like, what is like your spiritual beliefs, man?
I'm just spiritual. Basically take a little bit from all religions.
That's cool.
I wouldn't say I'm specifically one thing or the other.
Yeah. That's kind of how I am, just very spiritual, non-religious, though, you know?
But just, you know, learning how much everything is just frequency and energy and vibration. Yeah, I think there's just other fields of energy out there.
Dude, I hope reincarnation's real. Like, I'm very interested in it, and I don't know, it just, to me, it kind of makes sense, like a recycling, you know, process.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's comforting too, man. In my opinion, like to just be like, okay, I messed up this time, but I'm coming back until I get it right. You know.
Yeah. That's kind of my theory.
I dig it.
And we may not remember this, or some of the deja vu moments we have. Maybe a little bit of something we've gone through before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen like any ghosts or anything, or had paranormal experiences? We talked about UFO experience. Like, have you seen anything like ghost or poltergeist, anything spirit wise? You know what I mean? Orbs, anything like that?
We've seen a few orbs over the years. We lived in a old trailer, you know, a long time ago, where there'd be all kind of like knocks and sounds and stuff moving. And we took a photo, and there looked like there was a face in it, like a guy's face.
Oh, dude.
You know, coming down the hallway. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If you know where it's at, I would love, man. You'll have to send that to me. I want to check that out, dude.
Yeah, I'll have to see if we still got it. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this crappy ass mobile home right next to like swampland. It sucked.
Yeah.
Leaking roof and all that. I don't know, man. It had weird vibes
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah,
Is the property you live on, is it like pretty old or?
Yeah, it's been in my wife's family for like 100 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my wife's grandma was born out there in the crap, so
Yeah.
yeah, it goes way back. We out there, we've heard like horses running.
Huh.
You can hear them galloping and shit, but there's nothing out there.
That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't even really find that creepy. I would just find that neat, honestly.
Yeah. It's not too creepy, but real interesting. We've heard drums out there before.
Oh wow.
So apparently, when they had the Battle of Alusty, they traveled through some of that land.
Oh wow.
During the Civil War. On their way to have the Battle of Alusty.
Okay. That's pretty cool because, yeah, man, we got a lot of that around here in Kentucky, man, like old Civil War battlegrounds. And I lived, like, near a battleground. Like, it was literally called Battlefield Road out in Perryville, man.
Uh-huh.
And, dude, the house we lived in was haunted AF, like, until me and my brother exorcised it. But, dude, when they first moved in there, man, they would hear, like, boots walking on the porch back and forth, like someone on guard duty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was like a Civil War battlefield, and they traveled through, and here's another crazy story, too, dude. The same house that I'm talking about on the battlefield, they had a Wii set up, right?
Uh-huh.
And you know how those work. They're, like, motion controlled, and they were, one of the kids, they had to eat dinner, so they're like, hey, put the game down, come over to the table and eat. And they left it up on like a menu where you have to like name a character.
Right.
So, homie, this is like a digital Ouija board. And they're all, yeah, dude, they're all sitting there. And they say, man, don't leave the planchette on the board,
Yeah.
They're all sitting there and, they weren't thinking about it. And the next thing they know, I can't remember which nephew it was, but he just looks up and like he's like terrified looking, and they're like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Look," and they all turn around and it's spelling letters out, dude.
Oh wow!
Like and the Wii remote was still sitting there. It wasn't, the remote itself was not moving, but it was using the technology to move the cursor to like spell stuff out, and they're just like, yeah, we're not reading what that's saying. We're just shutting off the TV.
Wow. Yeah.
But
that's wild. Yeah. Yeah, I believe it, man, because it's energy from beyond.
Right.
Someone
described it pretty well to me one day. I was working with a coworker, and he was kind of like a real skeptical, like, kind of a scientific guy, but like he did believe in ghosts, but he looked at it as like it was like a fingerprint. Like if I die tomorrow, my fingerprints are still going to be all over this house I'm sitting in. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And it's like a residual, more residual, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. Yeah, I never thought of it like that.
Right. So what do you do for fun, man, besides like conspiracy stuff?
We do some camping. I'm into custom vans.
Cool.
Like they had back in the 70s, the old boogie vans.
Oh, nice. Are you wanting to like turn one into like a van house, like with a little sink and kitchen and stuff, or?
My son had one like that with the kitchenette and everything. I just mine has just a bed in it and a little countertop.
That's cool.
Just like for weekend trips.
So you guys do a lot of like weekend stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to. We used to do a whole bunch, but with the economy, man, it's harder. But
Oh yeah, it is.
everything's so expensive, man.
Between being broke all the time in the Florida heat. Oh.
Yeah. So it's still hot as hell down there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's finally starting to cool down just a little bit up here, man. This summer was brutal. And I can't imagine down there. Because there was days, man, it'd be like 101 or 95 up here, man.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think y'all got that hot out there in Kentucky.
Yeah, and it's a different heat, man. It's not like Florida. Like, I don't know. It's weird because when we first moved up here, man, like we were dying. We moved during the summer, and it was a super hot summer, and I'm like, you know, here I was thinking like, oh, we're going up north. It'll be a lot cooler, you know, because I've been to Michigan, and I thought maybe it'd be more like Michigan, you know.
Right.
Nah, dude, it's still hot as hell.
It's all that weather modification, man.
Yeah. So you like video games or movies or music?
I'm into music a little bit.
That's cool.
You know, we're hoping to go to the Vans Warped Tour in November.
That'd be cool.
That's coming down to Orlando.
Nice.
So, hopefully, see how money goes.
Yeah, I have a buddy that lives down there. He's a content creator. His name is Andy Pittman. He used to do ghost hunting videos way back in the day. He was hanging out with this guy hunting the dead. You know that dude?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. They stopped hanging out though.
Oh yeah.
Well, the dude, man, he's kind of crazy. So like, I'll tell you off air, man. But it was crazy. Like, yeah, he stopped hanging out with him. It's kind of funny. I'll tell you off air. But he don't really do any like ghost stuff anymore, man. I was gonna say otherwise I'll try to like hook you up with him. Maybe you could do something together. I have another buddy too. I'll talk to you off air. I told him I was going to be interviewing you, and he's got a channel. He's got a ministry and stuff. I was like, hey, do you want to talk to him for your channel? Because he does interviews. He's interviewed, I think he interviewed Gary Wayne, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Genesis 6 guy. I think it was him, or it was someone else in the. He's like an old school, like OG of like kind of like Christian conspiracy. I'll have to remember the dude's name, but yeah, just somebody I randomly found through an interview, man, like an older interview I did, and the person I interviewed was like, "Hey, you need to talk to so and so," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. That reminds me of something. Ghost hunting. Yes, I'm sure you're familiar with Ted Bundy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one of his victims, Kimberly Leach, I think she was like 12 or 13. She was abducted right here in Lake City.
Oh, wow.
From a schoolhouse that's like a block away from where my wife grew up as a kid.
I think, is this the one where he was in that little punch buggy and grabbed her and pulled her in?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. But anyway, she's buried here in the cemetery.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we went out, trying to find ghosts, being big and bad. And this was a long time ago because we had a VHS camcorder.
Yeah.
That'll tell you how old this is.
Yeah, old school ghost hunting, man.
Yeah, and we're like, walking around a cemetery and shit, and we come up to her grave and we start asking questions and everything, and the camcorder starts zooming in and out.
By itself?
Yeah, and then just dies.
Wow.
Okay, and this thing is like only a few friggin' weeks old.
Yeah.
We just bought it. And,
Yeah.
They
And
never worked again.
those things weren't cheap, man. Those were, what, like hundreds of dollars, man? Like,
yeah, we probably had like $300 in it.
That's kind of crazy, man. I wish that I wish I was able to travel and stuff, because, man, that just sounds cool. Even not even a ghost hunt, but just to check it out, that sounds cool, man.
Yeah. So I think we were just maybe being a little disrespectful.
Yeah.
We were young and dumb and trying to stir up shit. And, well.
Oh, I've done it. I've looked at older like paranormal videos that I've put out like years ago, and I'm like, oh, that's a little off color.
Right. Yeah.
There's really no way though, honestly, like because I listen to like true crime podcasts, like Last Podcast on the Left and stuff, and there's really no way to like cover like paranormal or true crime without being somehow somewhat disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird subject. I mean, as long as you're not like walking around like Zach Baggins, like screaming at ghosts, saying you're gonna fight them and stuff,
Right.
So what do you think will happen, like the rest of this year? Because we're in what, August? Anything crazy you think's gonna happen, or anything on your bingo card?
I don't know. I kind of been thinking we're in for something on the homeland, like 9/11.
That's what I'm hearing, dude.
I'm kind of thinking maybe the Statue of Liberty or something.
Right.
Almost kind of surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Right.
So.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of people in the community talking about, like, I guess a lot of CEOs are dropping out.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And if you remember, man, that's what happened like 2 days before COVID launched, man, was all these CEOs dropping out. Like,
yeah,
it was real freaking weird.
So I do think something's brewing on the home front for sure.
Yeah, and in a weird way, like, I'm not saying I'm wishing it, but, like, we're kind of due for one, dude, because, I mean, you had, what, Pearl Harbor, then you had 9/11. I would consider COVID kind of a high-impact event.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy people at the top, these people are demons, I hope not, but I could see it happening, because it's like that phrase goes, it's quiet, it's too quiet, like.
Yeah, I remember when 9/11 happened, and that I was pro-America, and I fell for it for a while.
Yeah.
Thinking it was a real attack, and
see, I was like little, and I didn't understand the ramifications of it, really. I remember being terrified, though, dude, like, because you would see those tabloids when you go to the cashier, and every single tabloid had Osama bin Laden's face, dude.
Yep.
And, like, nuclear explosions, and I'm like, here I am, a little kid, not realizing, like, like, hey, this is just propaganda.
Yeah.
And my parents, man, like, even though my parents were, well, my dad mostly, my mom, she's cool, but she wasn't really too big into it. She just kind of married a conspiracy theorist,
Uh-huh.
But even though my dad was, like, into conspiracies, he bought into it like hook, line, and sinker, man. Like, because he's always been very, like, pro-America, which is cool. But, like, super conservative, super pro-America. Like, I remember, like, Fox News was always on television,
Oh, wow.
So, like, we were just, they were eating it up, man, of, like, because the day that it happened, man, 9/11, they were already talking about Osama bin Laden. And she's like, I bet he did it. You know, my mom. I bet he did it. You know, it's just, it was such a weird day, man, because I was going to this school. It was Northwest Elementary down in Florida. And I was going to it, and the teacher brought in, like, the TV and started playing, like, the towers going down. And she had family in New York. And I remember everyone crying and everyone freaking out. And as a little kid, because I was like maybe like 4th grade, I think. I didn't understand like how bad it was, man. Like when one of the towers fell, for some reason as a kid, and it wasn't that I was being a little brat, but I'm like, oh, a building fell over. Who cares? And she's like, no, people are in that building. I'm like, what? You know, it was just, yeah, dude, it was a weird day. And I remember going, okay, we seen 2 buildings fall. So we went on to our next class, computer lab, and every kid is getting pulled out of school. And I'm like, at first it was like 1 or 2 students. And as little kids, we're talking to each other. I'm like, you're going home? And they're like, yeah, I'm going home. I don't know what's going on, you know?
Right.
And half the class got pulled out. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. And next thing I know, you know, Abe Williams, you know, your mom's here to get you. And I'm like, and I remember like my mom getting it. We're in the car and she's like, oh my God, the Twin Towers fell. And I'm like, yeah, we watched it on TV. And, it was a surreal day, dude.
It really was, yeah. Yeah, because we weren't used to anything like that big on American soil.
Right. I think the biggest we'd had was like Pearl Harbor, but that wasn't while we were alive, you know.
Right.
So it was our first time seeing something like that.
And you know, what was it, Timothy McVeigh, the OKC bombing?
Yeah.
That was not nearly as, you know, bad as the Twin Towers, September 11th.
Columbine was pretty high impact, but nowhere near as big as 9/11, though.
Yeah. Now that's one I'm thinking was probably or could have been real.
Yeah.
But so many after that, I think are staged.
Oh, dude, Sandy Hook was sketchy as hell.
You know.
And I've said that for years. I've talked about it on this channel, and you know, it bothers people hearing that, but I'm like, I'm sorry, there's too many weird stuff with Sandy Hook.
Yeah.
But like, I even started like, because I used to be real interested in Columbine like in high school, but this was like before I'd really started, like I was kind of awake, but I wasn't full blown awake, you know. And years later, you know, I was telling my wife about Columbine, and she's like, what's that? And I'm like, you don't know about Columbine, dude? So I started going back and watching like old documentaries with her, and I was like, I was finding little things here and there that were fishy as fuck, even with Columbine. Like, I think there was like at one point, like the cops stood outside the school for like 2 hours before they actually went in, like, and it was just 2 kids. Well, they say 2 kids like shooting fish in a barrel, and it's like, well, why aren't the cops going in? You know, like it's just weird little things like that. And like the same day that Columbine happened, like apparently Bill Clinton dropped a bunch of bombs in some country. I can't remember, but the theory is that like Columbine was kind of a cover story of like, look at this, don't look at this, you know.
Yeah, a distraction.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Like with new eyes to see, like now going back and watching these old documentaries on it, I'm finding little things here and there where I'm like, that's weird, you know.
You're never gonna look at shit the same.
Yeah.
Whether it's news or movies or whatever. You know, I've gone beyond that point.
Well, it really is, like, honestly, dude, that Rowdy Roddy Piper movie really was kind of the perfect
Oh yeah,
analogy. Yeah, They Live.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, if you don't care.
Yeah, that's good.
I had fun, man. So if you're listening, it might take a couple days, brother, but I'll get it sent out to you, the file, so that way you can put this out on your channel. I'm going to go ahead and put his links in the description below if you're listening on Conspiracy Corner, if you're listening on my channel. And then, yeah, I'll send you the file whenever I get it all edited and, you know.
Sounds good.
Because I'll have to have Sammy help me with that because I'm not tech savvy, dude. But yeah, man, I'll send you just the file. That way you can add whatever intro or outro music you want and whatever, if you want to add like images or whatever, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it was nice chatting with you, dude. Chopping it up. We talked about all sorts of shit, man. Like we were all over the place, but I kind of like that, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And I'll keep in touch with you, man. Like, just because we did an interview don't mean I'm just gonna like not talk to you ever again. Like, I'll send you like text, like I'll send you links and chat it up with you. I'm gonna let you meet my buddy Zach though. He's got a channel too. I don't know if you're interested in talking to him.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can do something because, dude, it's so hard out here in the conspiracy community, like being a content creator, because I mean, if people aren't reaching out and helping each other out, man, there's no way we're going to grow, you know?
Oh, I agree. I stumbled across you. I was looking into that implant thing for the prisoners.
Yeah, dude.
And that's, you know, I was looking into that and I came across one of your episodes. And
that's so creepy, too, because, like, my thoughts are like, what if someone gets like falsely accused and they don't find out till later, and you've already hooked them up to this machine and like tortured this poor fellow, you know?
Right. Yeah.
That's like some Clockwork Orange shit, man.
Exactly.
But I'll let you go, man. It was fun. We'll have to do this again, man, because I enjoy talking with you, and I don't do enough interviews. It's just, I mean, you know how it is, working a full-time job and then just trying to find time. And
Yep.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please check out Redpillparadigm and check my channel out. All the links of everything will be in the description below. And everyone have a good day.
All right. Take it easy.
See you, dude.
Namaste.
You too.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.